Hello, thanks for visiting this page. It's good to see you here. Perhaps you already know that you want to be an entrepreneur and take charge of your life. You already got the idea that's going to make you a massive hit, or perhaps you think somewhere in the back of your mind that maybe you'd like to start your own business, but you're not sure where to start and you think maybe it's too risky and not for you. Whichever of these categories you fall into, you've come to the right place. I'll show you the secrets of how you can start a business in literally a matter of hours, risk-free. Remarkable as it sounds, it's true, and over the next couple minutes I'll tell you how I discovered this amazing process. My name is Stephen Edun. I qualified as an accountant well over 15 years ago, and I've held an MBA for a number of years. And I've done a number of senior positions for some amazing organisations with some amazing people. Football, music, consulting. There's probably not a business I have not touched in my career at some level. The most spectacular one being, I guess, to name drop, Michael Jackson, when I was his financial controller on his comeback tour, which you and the rest of the world know it unfortunately ended. Having completed my MBA, I knew at some point I had to start a business. Seeing the start of a new entrepreneurial society where lots of wealth was now getting generated from ideas and products created in the last few years, and large corporations were routinely being disrupted and put out of business from companies started from scratch with people who have very little or hands-on business knowledge, some even completely new to the industry that they're entering. So starting a business was something I needed to do, and there was never a better chance to do it than now. In 2012, we saw Apple become the most valuable company in the world. Apple generates the majority of its income from products and industries that didn't even exist for Apple 5 years ago. We're beginning to see a massive shift where someone leaving school or college, or people approaching their 50s or older, are probably almost as financially secure or successful in the long term by trying to start something on their own or with some friends than they are by trying to hold on to their corporate job. Another industrial revolution of opportunities for the people willing to take it. So how can I help? When I embarked on starting a business, I thought it was going to be a fairly straightforward process. With all the experience I had and the fact that I had an MBA, however, not many people know this, but in my first year of business, I started over 15 different businesses. And I didn't actually get to launch any of them. I was doing all the things that I thought I should be doing, and I invested in some programs and some people to help me, but I never got to the point of actually launching. Then I read an article about a guy called Nick who founded a shoe company in 1999. He was looking for a pair of shoes in his local mall, and he couldn't find what he was looking for. He went home and searched online, and he noticed that there were no major shoe retailers online. He then decided to quit his job and start his own online shoe business. And the amazing thing was, he did it almost instantly. He created a basic homemade website. He went to his local shoe stores and took a couple pictures of shoes and pasted them onto his website. And that was it. He was in the shoe business. And when customers would order shoes, he would go to the local stores, buy the shoes, and then ship them to his customers. 9 years later, that business he started became Zappos, and it tipped over $1 billion turnover. Not 1 million, 1 billion. 9 years after he started that homemade website. And in a year later, 10 years after he started, it was acquired by Amazon for $1.2 billion. That one story changed everything for me. Had I really been living in a bubble about how to start a business and doing and learning the wrong things? I thought maybe that was just a one-off. So I did some research into people that started businesses with little experience and virtually no money, and took on very little advice. Was this really the recipe to starting a business? It didn't seem to make any sense. Surely, the more money you have, the more experience you have, and the more advice you take on board, the better chance you have of success. Well, the answer, surprisingly, was that the more you seem to have, the less you seem to be able to achieve. And actually, starting with less made you want to achieve more and actually got you to success quicker. Don't think this just applies to people who start tech businesses. Andreas became one of the biggest landlords in the UK, despite leaving school at 15 and trying to become a boxer and not being able to read or write. Matthew Osborne was a cleaner earning less than $6 an hour when his wife announced she was pregnant. He didn't know what he was going to do or how he was going to survive. He was already working 2 jobs. So he thought he'd try and set up his own cleaning business. At least he knew how to clean other people's mess. He did some basic research and found that there were 10,000 dogs within a 15-mile radius of his house. He decided to create a business that focused on dog wastage. He's now a multi-millionaire with franchises across America. Having modelled these guys, I found that there were 17 shortcuts or hacks that these guys all seem to have in common to starting their businesses. Whether they knew it or not, they all tended to do the same sort of things. I followed those and was able to launch my latest idea in less than a week, spending less than £50. These were the game changer for me and allowed me to do in a week what I'd not been able to do in the previous 12 months and what I dreamt about doing in the previous 3 years. It was truly amazing. It's not yet made me a millionaire, but it takes 3 to 5 years to get there. But I do want to share those hacks with you so that you don't have to go through what I did. It's a complete video course full of content and strategies to get you to a complete overview of all the hacks. And the best part, it's absolutely free. I've set myself a target to get 2013 budding entrepreneurs started just like I did, so I hope you will be one of them. Thanks for listening, and I hope to speak to you soon, and good luck with whatever you choose to do.